To thank our co-sponsors, the Friends of White Flint and Bethesda Chevy Chase Chamber of Commerce. We offer a special thanks to Montgomery County Television for joining us this morning. My name is Don Briggs, and I'm a member of the White Flint Partnership. After years of work on the White Flint Sector Plan, Montgomery County is poised to transform the existing hodgepodge of urban sprawl, parking lots, and incessant traffic into a welcoming hometown for area residents and commuters alike. For the new White Flint to be successful, it must first be built using the principles of smart growth. It must create opportunities for people to live where they work, shop, and play. It must be easier and safer to travel both to and within the district. We must improve access to public transit. We must create safe and inviting sidewalks and paths for both pedestrians and cyclists. We must construct a grid of neighborhood streets that fosters local street-level shops and restaurants, encourages access to this new street life, and creates opportunities for random encounters. It must be environmentally conscious, sustainable, and create excellent new parks and public green space. We must create an economic engine for Montgomery County. We must enlarge the county's tax base so the county can provide more public services to residents without increasing taxes. And most importantly, we must foster a true sense of community for local residents and business owners alike. These goals for the future of White Flint are truly visionary. Making them a reality will require major investments in public infrastructure and private redevelopment improvements here in White Flint. To meet that challenge, several of the major landowners within the sector have formed the White Flint Partnership. That partnership is comprised of Federal Realty, the JBG companies, Lerner Enterprises, the Tower Companies, the Holiday Corporation, Combined Properties, and Gables Residential. Combined, these landowners, as you can see from the map, hold over 50% of the commercial property in the sector plan area. In addition, we have been coordinating much of our efforts with the other commercial landowners as well. As with so many of these great ideas, you will see and hear this morning, the idea for the speaker series was born out of a collaboration between some of our local residents and some of the members of the White Flint Partnership, really capitalizing on a suggestion made by the members of the planning board at a work session 2 months ago. White Flint today has many of the same characteristics as the stretch of Wilson Boulevard from Roslyn to Ballston in Arlington County 30 years ago. Low-density, sprawling retail centers surrounded by mature, single-family residential neighborhoods. Both corridors have access to transit below the ground. But unlike Arlington, where good design and planning 30 years ago led to a decrease in traffic below the levels experienced in the 70s, Rockville Pike has continued to get worse. Today, I'll give you a brief overview of the conceptual framework for the future of White Flint. Following that, you will hear the story of the Roslyn, Ballston corridor, and other successes in Arlington County from board member and the current chairman of the board of directors for WMATA, Chris Zimmerman. Following Chris, Ian Lockwood from Gliding Jackson will apply these principles to White Flint specifically. Gliding Jackson is a preeminent transportation and walkability consultant in the country. They were engaged by the White Flint Partnership almost 2 years ago to help work through traffic solutions using the best practices in the industry today. In their many visits to the White Flint area, Gliding Jackson has met with countless local residents and business members, landowners, council members, park and planning staff, and many other interested parties to understand both the local context and the problems that we face as a community. At the conclusion of the presentations, we look forward to answering questions from the audience. So first, these images are the baseline for our conversation today. This is the problem. This was, in fact, designed for. Our zoning ordinances, our master plan, our building codes, our permitting regulations have led to this outcome. This is not an accident. So if we want to transform this environment, we need to change the way we design and the way we build for the future of White Flint. Here's an aerial of White Flint today. As you can see, the streets are large, the blocks are massive. There's no sense of pedestrian scale. there's no connectivity other than the automobile. The first thing we need to do is to create a grid, a network of streets that will break down this scale throughout the commercial area so that we can enable many possible routes for the vast majority of trips that are local within the area. This is the proposed new grid of streets that can be achieved in White Flint. It will provide 10 additional lanes in the north-south direction and 10 additional lanes in the east-west direction and 6 additional lanes in the north-south direction. Second, we layer on to the grid of streets the existing metro station, a new second entrance to the metro station, the proposed location for the MARC station, and a series of BRT stops that run up and down the pike. Add to that a potential dedicated transit way in the center of Rockville Pike. I'm sorry, that was the stops. Add to that the circulator bus. And what you have is a whole network of connectivity that brings commuters both in and through the district, as well as a means of navigating within the district. When we add the circles emanating from the transit stations at a 1.5 mile rings, which equate to approximately a 5 to 10 minute walk, you quickly cover not only the sector plan, but also the surrounding neighborhoods. A 3/4 mile ring, which is a short bicycle ride or a 12 to 15 minute walk, spreads that connectivity further out into the surrounding neighborhoods. This is how we get out of our cars and off of Rockville Pike. While the sector plan will have a strong commercial core centered around the metro, the additional transit stations throughout the district will provide a great opportunity to define 4 new neighborhoods that are all a 5-minute walk in radius and directly accessible to major transit hubs. First neighborhood, Neighborhood A, is anchored by civic functions with the conference center, the existing aquatic center, and a new civic green. Neighborhood B is centered on a new main street in the south and a new park in the north. Neighborhood C is focused on a festival street in front of the existing White Flint Mall and across from JBG's new North Bethesda Market project currently under construction. And finally, D is a new neighborhood centered on the potential new MARC station with expanded service to Silver Spring and Union Station that spills across the tracks. Each neighborhood will have a distinct character, facing a build-out and attract a diverse range of users. Just like in most great places, collectively they knit together the fabric of a new White Flint community. The key to achieving this vision is strategic investment in our future. White Flint Partnership formed largely to work collectively towards solving the many traffic problems in White Flint in order to unlock the economic potential of this district. Today we advocate for a district where the commercial landowners will voluntarily increase our taxes to help fund through a public-private venture with the county the vast majority of the infrastructure improvements necessary to make this investment happen. By investing in infrastructure today, we will create an economic engine for Montgomery County tomorrow that will pay for the improvements in quality of life, services, and public benefits that the county has become so accustomed to and sorely needs in our future. Over the next few months, we will continue to work hard to advance the vision for White Flint and to coordinate our efforts with the Friends of White Flint and the county officials and planning staff to create a staging plan and provide both the businesses and residential communities with the certainty they seek and a strategic plan for implementation. We urge you to get involved. Visit our website, whiteflintpartnership.com, often. Please sign up to get a monthly update and join the Friends of White Flint at friendsofwhiteflint.org so that you can be part of our solution. There are handouts as you leave the event later today with information on how to become involved with both organizations. Thank you very much for joining us today. I look forward to a bright future for White Flint. And our first speaker, Arlington County Board member Chris Zimmerman, has an esteemed resume, and we are fortunate to have him join us here today. He was first elected to the Arlington County Board in 1996. A former Civic Association president and planning commissioner, Mr. Zimmerman has been an advocate of the county's legacy of transit-oriented development and managed growth, and proponent of the principles of the new urbanism. Mr. Zimmerman is one of Virginia's 2 members on the board of directors of the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority and currently serves as chairman. He is currently chairman of the Northern Virginia Transportation Authority, on which he was represented Arlington since its inception in 2002. In 2004, he was chairman of the Transportation Planning Board for the National Capital Region. He is also a member of the Northern Virginia Transportation Commission and a member of the Virginia Railway Express Operations Board from 2004 to 2006. Mr. Zimmerman served as president of the Virginia Transit Association, a wealth of experience in the issues that we face here in Montgomery County. Please join me in welcoming Mr.